Good morning. A little morning mentoring. And this message is about depression. For the last 3 years, I'm probably 4 months out, but for the 3 years prior to this 4-month awakening, I was in a depression, but I didn't know I was, because I'm just a happy, bright person. I like to have fun. I was like getting out, still doing stuff, but I was highly functional while being depressed. And that depression felt like asking myself, what do you want? What's the next thing for you? And my brain always answered, I don't know. I used to be able to dream. I used to have hopes and wishes and desires, and bigger things were on their way. I could feel it. And then all of a sudden, I couldn't feel anything. I just felt numb. I just felt like my life as I once knew it was over. I'm happy to report that on the other side of thinking your life was going to go this certain way, and then everything was dismantled, family, health, faith, trust in self, like it just all boop, 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 all gone. And then I was left in the basement of my belief system, stuck with all the negative thoughts and doubts. And it was so hard because I was like, I don't know. I guess my life is over. I don't know what am I doing here still? That was a tough place to be, because at the heart of who we are, we're alive. We have a contribution to make. We have a higher vibrational frequency to deliver to the world, aka our family, mostly, our friends, our community. When you feel like you can't find a good feeling, you can't find a good thought, you just feel stuck in this rolling darkness, hang on. Because what happens is you will have an inclination and you might brush it off, but don't. If you have an inclination to do something that is better than nothing, do it. It might be phone a friend. It might be actually encouraging a friend. It might be, because, we won't encourage ourselves first. We'll encourage our friends and family first, right? It might be send someone a thought. It might be pick up a paintbrush. It might be go for a drive. It might be sit at the park, and you arrive at the park. You're like, okay, now what? No, nothing. It was just go to the park, because there's nature. There's love for you there. We're all just looking for that feeling of love and peace and balance, like attunement with our higher self. Nothing is lost in depression. Nothing is lost because you only have something to gain. Does it get worse than depression? No. But depression doesn't last forever, right? A depression, by definition, is just a dip. It's just a moment of, I don't know. And my moment lasted 3 years. So it's not, sometimes it's a day, sometimes it's hormonally a day. That's okay. It's only when you're like, I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know what I should be doing here. You shouldn't be doing anything other than knowing that if your life is dismantled, your thoughts, your beliefs, your hopes, and your dreams have been dismantled, that's okay. Because it's trying to get you to a deeper place of self-discovery. If those things are not on my mind or my heart anymore, then what is? I discovered that I was in deep and profound grief of loss from my childhood, that I would never get my childhood back. At least that's what depression said. But our goal is actually to have a happy childhood for the rest of our lives. It's a means of us picking up the pieces of little us that got left in the past. And when I went through that process of going, oh my gosh, I grieve the loss of my mother that I will never have, because she was emotionally 3 and didn't have the ability to be my mother. I had to care more for her and her about her problems than she could care for me. So there was grief and loss there. But there was also grief and loss in the child that I never got to be because I had to grow up too soon. And then I remained immature for a very long time after I turned 18. And I was supposed to be an adult, but I didn't have the emotional development to be an adult. And there's all of that to unpack. But until we unpack that stuff, it's very hard to come alive again. Because that stuff is really just asking us to pay attention, not to relive it, not to go into the depths of despair about it, but to actually acknowledge it, to actually own it. And for the older part of us, our adult brain, to go back with our inner child and say, I got you. Come with me into the present. We're safe here. I will guide you. Your parents may not have been able to guide you, but I will guide you. And when we can do that, we come alive. Everything we thought was lost and gone and sad and hopeless no longer is that, because it's healed. Because little you isn't sad back there anymore. She isn't surprised. She isn't scared. She isn't fearful. She actually is here with you now. And she comes along with you for your whole life. You just didn't know it. You didn't know why you would disintegrate when you were having conversations with people or interactions with people, and you would feel left out or sad or hurt or frustrated or irritated. You're like, what is that? It's just information. It's just information about how you once felt, that there was a sense, a feeling or a flavoring of your past. And now you can bring her here and help yourself say, I got you. We're okay. We are safe in the now. And when that happens, you come alive. You spring out of the depression. When I say spring, it's taken me 4 months to spring out of that depression. But the springing is the daily inclinations to do something creative, to follow your intuition, to get out in nature, to be part of life again. And when you come alive, little by little, hour by hour, day by day, you're making progress. And you're on your way to the best version of yourself. Better than you could have imagined. And now you're in a place where your hopes and dreams come alive again. And you're making your contribution, the one you really came here to make, with your family and your friends, with your community, and could be even the world. So be patient with the process. Good things are coming.